Please, let's take our seats. Good evening and welcome to this, our regular business meeting. I do want to make one point of reference at first. If you came in and you noticed to the left on the screen, we had our SPLOS projects there as they are being built up out of the ground and up. You can see the progress that your SPLOS pennies are making. So please, as you come into every meeting, we're going to make sure that on the screen you see the progress of where we're going and what we are doing with your SPLOS pennies. And what makes that possible is when you shop locally in Clayton County. Spend your money and reinvest in Clayton County. And online too. So all Clayton. We're going to have our invocation this evening by Pastor Michael A. Smith of Antioch East Baptist Church out of Atlanta, Georgia. It will be followed by the Pledge of Allegiance. And Pastor, when you come, please pray for those individuals who lost their life in Ohio and Texas as well.
Mr. Chairman, as he comes, he's actually in Morrow. Is it Morrow or Ellenwood? We're in Ellenwood. You're in Ellenwood. It's so close right there. But Pastor is actually in Ellenwood, Antioch East. And so I just wanted to welcome them to the community right at the intersection of Rex Road and Old Rex Morrow Road.
Okay, great. Welcome. I stand corrected. Morrow, Georgia, or Rex, Georgia. All right. Ellenwood. Okay.
Well, we're just grateful. We're grateful anyway for the 145 years in Atlanta to move to Ellenwood. So it's a blessing. Let us pray. Dear Heavenly Father, we are so honored to be in the presence of your people. Lord, we ask you to bless these Board of Commissioners. Lord, for we know their task is not one that is so easy, but we lean upon you for all understanding. We ask you to continue to give them the wisdom. Continue to keep them rooted, God, into what is needed for this community. We know that we're living in a time when it seems that hate is at a high. But God, one thing that we know that you can do, you will always bring about your peace. Right now, we're praying for those that have been victims and those, Lord, that have been in a place of time where there have been acts that have brought tragedy to our hearts. We pray over Ohio and Texas, but we still know that you are in control. We ask that you unify us where we see cultural division. God, you are the one that can bring that gap to a close. We ask that you be with us, not upon the color of our skin, but our hearts and the desire to do what's right for your community. Clayton County needs you. Not only Clayton County, this state needs you. Lord, the United States needs you. And most of all, the world does. So I'm trusting you, God, that we will always find favor this community, this county, before your throne. Is there anything that's too hard for you? Nothing. So we give you all the praises in your mighty name, and to you be the glory. Amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Amen.
Good evening. Welcome to the August 6th Clayton County Board of Commissioners meeting. Our first order of business is adoption of the agenda. Any commissions have any changes?
Yes, I would like to pull out number 29, Resolution 2019-96 from the consent agenda.
All right, is that a second?
Second.
All right, probably moved in second. Those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? It's unanimous. Madam Clerk, I want to leave on the consent agenda, but I would like to modify Resolution 2019-94 and change under the synopsis part where the resolution authorizes the county attorney to conduct an analysis of the Ethics Board's review of complaint 2019-003. Take out the county attorney part and you insert a third-party attorney to evaluate and analyze the complaint. And make findings, process. And the rest of it's fine, but leave it, make that change, but leave it in the consent agenda.
We'll discuss what attorney, right? 'Cause I don't
Yeah,
understand
that's
that.
fine. Is there a second?
Second.
Any questions? Those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed, it's unanimous.
Are there any further amendments?
Can we just take the enterprise separate, Mr. Chair? Just
What-
for a vote, not for questions.
Where is that?
Item 7.
So
Oh,
what's
no,
your
no,
motion?
we're good. No,
You're
I
good?
apologize. We're good.
All right, we're good, Madam Clerk. With that being said, is there a motion to approve?
Motion
adopt.
to approve with said amendment. Second.
Probably moved in second. Those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Can you tell me who made the second? I didn't hear.
Commissioner Hambrick.
Amber, thank you.
Those opposed? It's unanimous.
Our first order of business, presentations and proclamations. Today, Veteran of the Month.
All right, time to honor our Veteran of the Month. But make no mistake, we honor every day our veterans. We thank you for your service and all that you've done and continue to do. But our Veteran of the Month is Leroy Travis. Leroy Travis saved soldiers' lives during his 6 years of U.S. Army medic service, and he expertly trained soldiers on how to administer critical first aid and CPR in times of peace and war. He served 2 overseas assignments during his Army service, serving as a medic in Germany and also serving as a medic in the Republic of Korea. He earned the Army Commendation Medal, Good Conduct Medal, Army Service Ribbon, and Overseas Service Ribbon. He served Clayton County for over a quarter of a century as a Clayton County paramedic and firefighter. He exceptionally serves Clayton County daily. He has served as an emergency medical technician at the Good Shepherd's Clinic, where he drew blood and provided basic medical assistance to about 500 to 1,000 Clayton County grateful residents over a recent 6-year period. He is one of the 12 founding members of the New Beginnings Christian Ministry Church that began in 1999. He now serves as vice president of the church council and, along with fellow board members, makes critical decisions on all church operations. Travis is an associate member of Association of Retired Enlisted Personnel and the VFW. Travis now serves voluntarily as one of 2 Chi-Style Tai Chi instructors at the J. Charlie Griswold Senior Center. Help me welcome Leroy Travis. You don't have your rank, Leroy. So. He retired
Our next proclamation, Vice Chair Felicia Franklin Warner and Clayton County would like to honor the 100th birthday of centenarian Felice C. Wilson.
Come on, y'all. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Miss Wilson. Happy birthday to you. Yay!
Clayton County honors the 100th birthday of centenarian Felice C. Wilson. Whereas Felice C. Wilson is no stranger to life's milestones, and on Friday, August 2nd, 2019, she has cleared another. On this day, she celebrated her 100th birthday. And whereas Felice C. Wilson is one of 11 children born on a farm in Maringouin, Louisiana, Miss Wilson worked as a cook most of her life and was best known for making a mean pot of Louisiana gumbo. And whereas Miss Wilson is a prayer warrior with a strong faith in God and lives every day with a strong belief that there was never a storm that didn't pass over. And whereas Miss Wilson is a loving mother of 8 children and many grandchildren, she enjoys cooking and spending time with family and friends, laughing, sharing old memories, and her many life lessons. And whereas on Saturday, August 3rd, 2019, she celebrated her 100th birthday with a grand party with her children, grandchildren, family, and friends. Now, therefore, I, Felicia Franklin Warner, Commissioner on behalf of the Clayton County Board of Commissioners, do hereby call on all citizens to join us as we celebrate Felice C. Wilson's life achievement and wish her a happy 100th birthday. In witness thereof, I have here unto that my hand and pass the seal of Clayton County, Georgia, to be affixed the 6th day of August in the year 2019.
Public comment, that's it, that's it. Next, we will have our public comments. Citizens will be given 3 minutes maximum time limit to speak before the Board of Commissioners. Please state your name and county of residency for the record. Speak clearly into the microphone, and speakers should be courteous, respectful, and not make any disparagatory remarks or use abusive language when addressing the board. This should last 30 minutes.
Before I call the first name, I want to remind everybody that the expectation is for you to always be respectful, that when you address the board, do just that, address us up here. Don't turn around and start speaking to the audience. And of course, there will be no outbursts or clapping as the clerk just read out. So please be respectful of the speaker when he or she is speaking, because they got 3 minutes and I'm sure they don't want to be interrupted. So please keep that in mind. Mr. Alvin Farmer.
Mr. Alvin Farmer, unincorporated Clayton County. Y'all always asking for money. The millage rate increase also with Splash. I think y'all would do a better job by stop wasting our money. I and other people have proven how you're wasting our money, and you keep on asking for money. That's unfair to us. Just the things, go to Griswold Senior Citizens Center a lot. Some of those people are not getting holiday pay. You're getting it. I think they should get it also. I talked to you about MARTA and that bus stop over by the Aquatic Center. You said you asked them to move it. I told them today, prior to coming to this meeting, I got a work order, and I've been calling them. You can make money recycling, but you still haven't did that. Even at this own building, I have not seen not one recycling bin here. Y'all need to work on them doors slamming all that. Those doors are very slamming. You slam doors, you create damage to a building. Sooner or later, they're gonna need to be fixed. I gave you that book, Hugs from Obama, which I thought y'all might look at and pass on to executive. Based on the recent actions lately, you are not using it. I would like to have my book back. People in your organization say I'm disrespectful, but they are disrespectful to me. Where's the letter that you gave them? I proved to you that they were disrespectful, lied, and you have a communication problem in your organization, and still it continues. 2 clocks at the Griswold Center, and I've called you on several occasions, are not working. One of them I picked up off the wall and looked in the back of it. All it requires is a AA battery, and still, I guess about 2 weeks, this problem has not been solved. Your people need to inspect their facilities before I inspect it, because I'm going to inspect it. My tax dollars pay for it. I'm holding you accountable, them accountable, and anybody else accountable. Thank you and have a good day. Oh, could you get us to me, Chairman? Those acronym problems are still
I don't need it.
persistent.
I already got the last copy you got.
No. This is the one.
I
from
don't
the
need
day.
it, sir. I don't need it. Thank you. Dr. Henry Anderson.
Could you pass this to the chair?
Sir, thank you.
This is from today's paper, sir.
No, maybe ask again. I'm good. Thank you. Dr. Henry Anderson.
Henry Anderson, unincorporated Clayton County, Hampton, Georgia. And continuing to talk about and discuss crime, criminal activity, unlawful actions, behaviors, and conduct in unincorporated Clayton County, which is under the jurisdiction and oversight and control of our Clayton County Police Department. I will now start with and present the crime statistical information, empirical data numbers on the 7th major crime category, which is motor vehicle thefts. Motor vehicle theft is defined as a theft or attempted theft of a motor vehicle, more specifically a self-propelled vehicle that runs on land surfaces. This includes our automobiles, trucks, buses, motorcycles, motor scooters, all-terrain vehicles, and snowmobiles. Last year, 2018, in unincorporated Clayton County, which is under the jurisdiction, oversight, and control of our Clayton County Police Department, there were 1,220 reported cases of motor vehicle thefts compared to 1,423 reported cases in 2017 and 1,257 reported cases in 2016. The crime analysis to date, last year, 2018, the number of reported cases of motor vehicle thefts in unincorporated Clayton County decreased by 203 when compared to 2017, which was a 14.3% decrease. The commentary, even though our great Clayton County Police Department, which is under the authority, leadership, guidance, and command of our exemplary, excellent, hardworking, and top-performing Chief of Police Kevin Roberts, is to be highly commended, praised, and celebrated on achieving a 14.3% reduction in our motor vehicle theft crime rate in 2018. The facts continue to be that the motor vehicle thefts in all of Clayton County are done mainly by the criminally minded and crime-committing youth, teenagers, young adults, and juvenile criminal street gang members that are all throughout Clayton County, and it continues to speak to reflect on the judicial system in Clayton County, especially the Clayton County juvenile court system, where under the authority, direction, judicial policies, practices, and procedures of the Chief Juvenile Court Judge Stephen Teskey, they have moved from very successful past judicial practices of strict accountability and holding the juveniles and their parents that come before their court accountable, answerable, and responsible for their criminal law-breaking, breaking, unruly, disobedient, and delinquent actions, behaviors, and conduct, and where his judges imposed and meted out strong punishment and strict sentencing that consisted of fines and even judicial detainment and detention and even imprisonment for the serious crimes of felonies to a judicial court policy and practice now where Chief Judge Teskey and his other 2 juvenile court judges are excessively and overly lenient, lax, easygoing, tolerant, nice, permissive, and magnanimous, with imposing and meting out very light sentencing, lax to no punishment, and issuing out massive normal probations, even toward the juveniles who commit felony crimes. And this is one of the main reasons that all of Clayton County has seen a rise of crime, criminal acts, and actions committed by juveniles, teenagers, and juvenile criminal street gang members all throughout Clayton County. I will continue to give the crime statistical information, empirical data, and numbers on all of the 8 major crime categories for unincorporated Clayton County at the next Clayton County Board of Commissioners regular business meeting.
Garrett Ashley.
Garrett Ashley, unincorporated Clayton County. I think you know my position on the taxation. However, I'm going to discuss something else right now, which I'm sure is also a sore point on my side. The Board of Commissioners does indeed appoint members to the Board of Elections and Registration. My concern is that every single member on that board is a Democrat. And at one point, even the chair of the Democrat Party of Clayton County, Ms. Pat Puller, sits on the board, which reeks of corruption to me as the chair of the Republican Party in Clayton County. I've been looking and looking and looking, and I cannot find a copy of the bylaws for the Board of Elections and Registration. I've asked Ms. Shauna Dozier, and she said she would get back to me. This was more than a month ago, and I don't seem to be able to get very much of anywhere. This board does create the makeup of the Board of Elections and Registration. Nearly every county in Georgia does have a designated member of each party organized in that county. I would like to know, can we work together to figure out a way to get at least one Republican representative on that board?
Anything's worthwhile talking about it, but when we find people to run for office, at least I don't ask what's your party affiliation. I look at their credentials in the background, see if they're a good fit. So now if you're gonna go out and deliberately start asking people, are you a Democrat or a Republican? I see a problem with that, but that's just me.
Now, going back to nearly every county in Georgia has a specified seat for each party member, at least one Democrat and one Republican on every election board in the state of Georgia, except for Clayton County, from what I understand. I'm just saying it as I see it.
Just like I told you the last time you spoke, I welcome to sit down with you.
Very well.
Mickey Garber.
Mickey Garber, unincorporated, Clayton County, Rex, Georgia. Let me first tell you that I am neither a Democrat nor a Republican. I vote strictly on the credentials of the quality of the character. So be it be said. With that being said, let us go further and address our immediate problems. I would like to talk today about our litter problem, which is a constant reminder in our community. You once wanted to institute a mandatory garbage pickup billed through our property taxes. It was defeated. In my analysis, since that time, I have come to this conclusion, which in turn will yield a possible solution. Every apartment has a dumpster. Every business has a dumpster. Every restaurant has a dumpster. Investors owning single-family dwellings, some of these so-called investors are correctly called slumlords. These people owning such a business should be required to provide garbage pickup just like all other businesses. They will not lose money because in providing that, they will just go up on the rent to the property. They won't lose a thing, which will bring greater value to our community, which will in turn be able to be taxed at a higher rate because of better value. You have 47 seconds. Do you have any questions? Thank you very much for your attention.
Kathy Adams Barnett. Kathy Barnett. Maggie looks like Schuler. Maggie. Sheehan. Okay. Thank you, ma'am. Catherine Monroe.
Hello and good afternoon to everyone. Hope you had a pleasant day. I'm a home.
State your name for me.
Catherine Monroe, and I live at Field Green Drive in Jonesboro. And I've been a homeowner for many years now. I've owned home in New York and in Florida, and now in Georgia. And this is my first time ever experience an increase in property tax every single year since I've purchased this home. It has left a bad taste in my mouth to the point where I feel like I don't want to live in Clayton County anymore because it's being taxed too much. I can't afford to do my HVAC, which needs repair. My vehicle that I have parked outside needs repair. I can't, but I'm being taxed to the limit, you know, and it is very burdensome. Also, I see where they're fixing or expanding the roadway on Fayetteville Road. While I accept and appreciate that, I don't appreciate the way in which it looks. The subdivision has overgrown grass, weed, and shrubs that they pay no attention to. It looks like an undesirable jungle. And we are people who live in these subdivision. At least when they break up the roads and sidewalks or whatever, please, if someone can do something about them, just cutting back the bushes and all of these things from the subdivision or from the entryways. It's a sore eye. I don't have children living with me. They're all grown and everything. But yet, I don't have homestead. And I don't know what are the qualifications of getting homestead because I've applied for it and have not gotten it. So that is another thing. My grandson, as far as the school system goes on, my grandson is 6 years old, but the school is not equipped. He's been diagnosed with ADHD, whatever it is, and the school is not equipped to service him. He's being placed on suspension constantly because the school is not equipped. So I ask that we do something about that. If it's money that it needs, my recommendation is if you have the power to speak to the states where the lottery is concerned, instead of giving out $10 million, take $1 million and pay to the school fee. If the players know that $1 million of their funds are going towards the school in the county and the district, I think they'll be understandable and will go for that.
Thank you, ma'am. Your time is up. Elizabeth Wheeler. Elizabeth Wheeler. No Elizabeth. Aretha Ansley. How we doing on time, Madam Clerk?
You have 15 minutes.
Good evening, Aretha Inslee, unincorporated Clayton, Hampton, Georgia. I have one question. I would just like to know which of the commissioners placed number 27 on this agenda. Is there any particular? No, who said that?
I did.
You did? Okay, thank you very much. That's all I want to know.
That's fine.
I'm not getting an argument. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Angela Muhammad. And if y'all need to have a conversation, please do so in the back of the, go out the back. Be respectful of the speaker when they're up here speaking. Angela Muhammad. Timothy Vondale Jefferson.
Timothy Vondale Jefferson, unelected citizen, District 3. Tonight, I'd like to really give out some compliments to some of the departments within the county. As I go around this county and do my due diligence, I tell you, the quick response on telephone calls are very superb. It seems like my motto of operating in the spirit of excellence is catching on around the county. But I would like to compliment Director Matako, that secondary tree, that leaning tree that has me nervous at 5 o'clock in the morning. I don't have to worry about running into it. Thank you for removing that. And I also like to give a shout out to the District 3 Commissioner Aide, Rochelle Brown Dennis, who jumped on the fact that the overgrown grass on the sidewalks prior to the kids going to school, it was just a mess. The kids had to walk into the street. So I like to greatly appreciate her response in that endeavor. The Chief of Police, Precinct Captain responded to a concern that a crossing guard has, and that has been addressed. And last but not least, the quick response from Chief Murkison in a code issue and a concern that I had in a design flaw in reference to certain restaurants with one entry and no egress. So he cleared up some issues concerning that, and I greatly appreciate that. So I just want to compliment certain departments that are really assisting and responding to the questions that we have as citizens. And I recommend to all citizens that if you have a complaint, just pick up the phone, and I think that the county employees or directors or commissioners will respond accordingly. Thank you for your time.
And thank you for your compliment.
Reverend Jerome Council.
Reverend Jerome Council, Rex, Georgia. Good meeting all of you. I have a question. Two items. First of all, I have a complaint in our neighborhood where the AT&T, which is the business of choice here in this county, they come into your neighborhood, they dig up holes in your yard, and you try to reach out to them to recover those holes because sometimes they're hazards to children going through the neighborhood or someone that's walking at night and stepped out in the hole. I've tried to reach AT&T and all they do is just push you back. And so I called AT&T one time and they just say you need to dial 911. And I'm just curious if that's what you have to do if you have a hazard. So that's the first question I have. And the other question I have is there's two pieces of property in front of my residence. One has been seized by the county because the person who owned the property did not properly get rid of it and bring it up, remediate it. And so I go in and use Click Clayton, report the issue, and they say it's closed, but then the grass still continues to grow. So those are the two issues that I have for my county.
Is that the house that was burned out a couple of years ago? Is that the house that was burned out a couple of years ago? The property you're referring to, is that the house that was burned out a couple of years ago?
It's probably still in the court system, but we can follow up on it.
So the county seizes it, so does the county take care of it now?
Yes, if it has been cleared by the court, yes.
Okay,
We
well,
have to
I
find
We have to
out
get,
where
we
it
have to get a
is.
court order to be able to go onto the property and
so I just need to
mediate.
know that that's what the process.
See the chief of police in the back.
Yeah.
He'll be able to tell you, he'll have his people to check, code enforcement, they'll let you know the status of where that mediation is at.
Okay, thank you.
And Reverend Counsel,
Yes.
Mr. Matarco, I don't mean to put you on the spot. Can you help with that? I know we've talked a little bit about these vendors coming in the community, digging up, not forewarning the residents and so forth. I apologize. But can you share any insight on that?
It's a constant issue we battle. The utility companies come in and they think they have carte blanche to come in within our right-of-ways and do their work. Sometimes it's their contractors or subs to contractors that come in. We do have a permitting process that they are required to go through, but most of the time we catch them after the fact. I'll be happy to reach out to him and see if I can get any type of action on his behalf.
Okay. Do you mind giving Reverend Counsel your card so he can follow up? Thank you, sir. Thank
Can
you.
I just add one thing? You can also call the state commissioner, and they will give you a very quick response as well, because it's dealing with, with the state because they regulate those utilities as well. I just wanted to tell you that. I've had to do it personally.
Okay, thank you, State Commissioner.
Yes.
Which state?
It's the
Public Service Commission.
Public Service Commissioner. I apologize. And then you tell AT&T you're gonna call them too.
Thank you.
All right, Madam Clerk, that concludes public comment.
The next is the adoption of the consent agenda.
All right, is there a motion to approve?
Motion to
approve. Is there a second?
Second.
Any questions on any of the items? Hearing none, those in favor, aye. Aye. Opposed? It's unanimous.
The next item is item number 29, Resolution 2019-96. Resolution which allows the mill rates to be set at a rate of 20.596 mills on all taxable property, and the attorney will take over.
Mr. Reed.
Thank you. Good evening, Mr. Chair, Vice Chair, and Board. I have one resolution 2019-96, which is a resolution to provide for the establishment of the net mill rates after credit rollback for values added by reassessment for Clayton County's fiscal year 2019-2020, to authorize the levy and collection of property taxes at such rate required by the state of Georgia to cover expenditures associated with the maintenance and operation of the county and activities necessary and incidental thereto, to cover expenditures associated with the provision of fire services, to authorize the mill rate credit rollback equal to taxes collected from the 1% local option sales tax, to authorize the chairman to execute the certification of official rates together with any other document pertaining to such mill rates, to provide for an effective date of this resolution and for other purposes.
All right, is there a motion?
So moved, Mr. Chair.
Is there a second?
Second.
All right, properly moved and second. Any questions? Hearing none, those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Nay.
Was that
3-2.
3-2? Commissioners Gregory and Hambrick opposed. Madam Clerk.
Okay.
Next is the
Next
appointments
up
to
is
boards.
appointments to the board.
Yes, ma'am. All right, the first appointment we have is to the Animal Control Board. This is to fill the unexpired term of Miss Virginia Stevens, who resigned, and the term will commence immediately and expire March 12th, 2021. Any recommendations? I would like to recommend Angel Taylor. Is there a second?
Second.
Those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? It's unanimous. Next appointment is to Behavioral Health. Ms. Jackie Edwards has moved from Clayton County. This appointment will fill the unexpired term of Ms. Edwards and will expire on May 15th, 2021. Any recommendations? Recommendations? Okay, hold that one, Madam Clerk, till next meeting. Next appointment is to the Department of Behavioral Health and Developmental Disabilities Board. This is fill the expired term of Brenda Roberts. Board serves for 3 years, therefore the term will end 3 years after the appointment date. Any recommendations?
You know that Ms. Brenda can't be reappointed.
No.
does she?
All right, hold that till next board meeting. Next appointment is to the License Review Board. This is a 4-year appointment to the License Review Board created by Ordinance 2019-51. Term will begin August 6, 2019, expire August 6, 2023. Any recommendations?
I'd like to nominate Mr. Harrison Brady.
Is there a second?
Second.
Properly moved and second by Commissioner Gregory. Those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? It's unanimous. Next appointment is also to the License Review Board. This 4-year appointment to the License Review Board created by Ordinance 2019-51. Term will begin August 6, 2019 and will expire August 6, 2023. Any recommendations?
Yes, I would like to appoint Mr. Armand Ashby.
Is there a second?
Second.
Probably moved in second. Those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? It's unanimous. Last appointment is to Solid Waste Management. This is to fill the unexpired term of Ms. Flora Myers. Appointment would start immediately and expire August 20th, 2022. Any recommendations? I would like to recommend Ms. Edie Young. Is there a second?
Second.
Probably moved in second. Those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? It's unanimous. We need executive session.
Yes, sir, on personnel and litigation.
Personnel litigation. All right, is there a motion to go into executive session?
So moved, Mr. Chair.
Is there a second?
Second.
Those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? It's unanimous. All right, Madam Clerk, are you good?
Yes.
All right, motion to reconvene. Is there a second? Those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? It's unanimous. Mr. Reed.
Yes, Chairman, I have one settlement between the county and State Farm Insurance on behalf of Tanya Schofield Johnson related to an incident that occurred on February 5th, 2019 at Moreland Avenue and United Avenue in the amount of $5,740.73 for property damage to a 2007 Lexus RX 350. And authorizing the Chief Financial Officer to amend the budget as necessary.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Is there a second? I'll second the motion. Any questions? Those in favor, aye.
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 Opposed? It's unanimous. Ms. Stanford.
Yes, sir. Chairman, Board of Commissioners, on making a request on behalf of the Court Administrator, Mr. Will Simmons, for the Clayton County Board of Commissioners consideration for additional compensation for Law Clerk Senior Charleston Williamson. The request is to provide compensation from a pay grade 27, step 3, $59,845 to pay grade 27, step 14, $68,608, and that comes in a total increase of $10,548, and that comes from a request from the Court Administrator, Mr. Will Simmons.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any questions? Those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? It's unanimous. I'd like to make a motion that I, the chairman, be the designee to negotiate terms of a new IGA with the Development Authority of Clayton County to discuss the terms of a new IGA that will be amenable to both parties. Basically, I'll be the point person to negotiate with whoever their designee is to come up with a IGA that we both can agree upon. Is there a second on the motion?
Second.
Any questions?
Yes, is that including this language that you all are talking about?
A letter that we'll send to them.
Right, about stopping or?
No, we're not.
So make
we're
it
not
clear
gonna
about
put
this
that.
letter?
We're just going to write a letter, let them know that we want to sit down and negotiate with them, and that we been advised that the terms of the IGA may not be enforceable. It's my perception that it's not enforceable, and that we, as a board, can make a determination whether to pursue or terminate. I mean, to continue or terminate. But the letter just basically is going to involve us negotiating. Any other questions? All right, those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Nay.
4-1 or 4-2? 3-2. Okay.
It's just a letter.
Yeah, that's it. Okay, 4-1. All right, no other business for the board. Is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Second.
Those in favor, aye.
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 Opposed? It's unanimous.